Thanks, everyone. It's great to be here with you. Several times this evening, we've heard about the power of our collective efforts, the positive impact that can be made when we came together to advocate, to take action, to hold accountable. For the past year and a half, I've worked alongside the incredible volunteers at Save Ohio Parks to do just that. Like the OEC, many Save Ohio Parks activists have fought against the fracking of Ohio's beloved public lands for more than a decade. As many of us here know, in 2022, the state legislature rushed House Bill 507 through at the last minute, and Governor DeWine signed it into law. This bad bill not only defined natural gas as green energy, but it also expedited the leasing of our state parks and wildlife areas for fracking. Yeah, we can get a boo for that. Over the past year and a half, many of us have worked tirelessly to stop this fossil fuel leasing. And I can confidently say that no one has worked harder than the leaders of the Save Ohio Parks movement. We are all incredibly grateful for these volunteers for sharing their talents, their expertise, and this includes the founding and current members of the grassroots organization, including Cathy, Ann, Jenny, Melinda, and Tara, and all the names of this incredible group of people, current and former, are up there for you to read. And those four who are with us this evening, Cathy, Ann, Jenny, and Melinda. Save Ohio Parks has organized hundreds of Ohioans to rally at Salt Fork State Park, the State House, and beyond, supported thousands of concerned Ohioans in speaking out against fracking of our public lands, and reached millions of Ohioans through media coverage. The OEC has been proud to work alongside Save Ohio Parks on reporting on the environmental health and justice impacts of fracking our state public lands in technical comments. Together, we uplifted the call for investigation of fake public comments sent by fossil fuel interests on behalf of unaware Ohioans designed to influence oil and gas land management commission members, hundreds of which were discovered and contacted by Save Ohio Parks volunteers. We've taken legal action together to address the unconstitutionality of HB 507 and this problematic process under which our public lands have been leased. Tonight, we're proud to recognize Save Ohio Parks for their tremendous civic engagement efforts to protect our beloved public lands. Thank you for your unwavering leadership.
So much, Joe, and thank you to all of the OEC for this incredible honor and opportunity. My name is Cathy, Cowan, Becker. I brought up all of my compatriots here, although I'm the only one who's going to speak. We won't have four of us. But I'm one of the co-founders of Save Ohio Parks. And it began, as Joe mentioned, in December 2022 when the legislature pushed through unrelated oil and gas amendments to HB 507, otherwise known as the chicken bill. It was about how many poultry chicks 4-H students could sell. And they changed one word in existing law to mandate fracking on public lands. So right after that, one of our co-founders, Lorraine McCosker, who's a longtime advocate, wonderful Athens activist, longtime advocate for public lands, went to another Athens activist you may know, named Roxanne Groff, and said, what are we going to do about this? And somehow I got involved, and one of the first things we did is we called Nathan Johnson in OEC and said, what are we going to do about this? What are we going to do about this together? So OEC was really involved with us from the very beginning. And the first thing we did, we didn't even have a name yet. We just called ourselves the Public Lands Campaign. But this was during the period from January to May of 2023 when they were creating the rules for the Oil and Gas Land Management Commission to hear the nominations and award the bids. And there weren't even rules on the books yet, so those rules had to be created. So we rallied dozens of people at several hearings, each at several hearings, to ask for a lot more public commenting time. The law said 21 days, and we managed to get 45 days. So that was, So once those rules were put into place, that was May 28th of last year, about a year ago, we then codified, and as Save Ohio Parks, we got a logo, we got a website, and we expanded our steering committee to include Melinda Zimper and Jenny Morgan, who are here with us now, and Randy Cowan. So together, working together, we helped thousands of people, over 5,000 I believe, submit public comments on nominations of 2 state parks and 2 wildlife areas. There are 2 more wildlife areas that have been nominated since, and one of them twice. We placed, thanks to much help from Melinda here, about 150 articles and opinion pieces in state and national media outlets all over the country, obviously concentrating in Ohio. And we learned recently that those reached almost 1 billion people in 2023, and almost 1 billion so far in 2024. So, as Joe mentioned, we proved that, we've actually talked with 98 people whose names were on pro-fracking comments who told us they never wrote them. They said some of them didn't know what fracking is, some of them didn't speak English, some of them were children. And we took that information to the commission. The commission declined to do anything about it. They told us to take it to the Attorney General. So we did that, and eventually an investigation was announced. And there is, I think the Attorney General is actually right now taking some comments on that. We organized rallies at Salt Fork and the Ohio State House. We packed the house at all commission hearings, and there's actually one on Monday at 1 p.m. We educated the public through our website, flyers, brochures, and Jenny up here wrote an original song and actually created an animated film. And you can find those on our website. And we pulled public documents showing a track record of nearly an accident a day at oil and gas facilities in Ohio. So recently our steering committee expanded again to include Ann Sparks up here, who's already created a wonderful brochure that I think there may be some copies floating around here. Also Terry Sabo, who lives right next to Salt Fork, and Jess Grimm, who's one of the leaders of Third Act Ohio and is doing double duty with Save Ohio Parks. But throughout, we worked closely with OEC on 2 different lawsuits and just general advice and guidance and encouragement in our joint efforts to preserve Ohio's pristine natural spaces for our children and grandchildren and all generations to come. So our next steps is we've decided to, we're all volunteer, and we can keep this pace up for so long, but we really need to get a staff. We really want to codify it as actually get 501c3 and C4 status, raise money, hire a small staff, and then who knows? Together we can do incredible things, and we look forward to working with OEC for a long time to come. So thank you so much.